Fusion Mobile, quality e-learning experience on the go.
You're welcome to Fusion Mobile e-learning platform. My name is Jacob and we are studying economics. The topic we are treating today is unemployment. Unemployment is one of the other vices that actually cripples or negatively affects an economy. In one of the study sessions, we mentioned one other one, which was called inflation. Now, the second one called unemployment. Unemployment is actually defined as the part of the labor force which are willing and able to provide their skills or to work, but are not gainfully employed. That means at that point in time, they are not absorbed in any form of employment or any form of job that can utilize their skills or whatever the manpower they have. Now, this unemployment can come up in so many forms. Before we go on, our outline for today. We have the definition and meaning of unemployment, the types of unemployment, causes of unemployment, consequences of unemployment. Then we have tell you how to solve certain means of solving unemployment problems. Now, looking at this, we have just said that unemployment is actually defined as the rate or the proportion of the labor force or the labor force which are willing and able to work and but are not gainfully employed. The unemployment is not just like inflation. Is not measured in figures, but in rates. That means in proportions. We are not looking at unemployment rates is measured over a period of time, but is measured in percentages, not in values, in numerical values or physical values. Now, unemployment could come in various forms. That leads us to the second subtopic, which we call the types of unemployment. Under the types of unemployment, we have the one you call the cyclical unemployment. We have the structural unemployment. We have the frictional unemployment. We have the voluntary. There is the disguised unemployment. And last but not least, residual unemployment. Now, these things we are looking at are various forms of unemployment, but which are influenced by different things. That means certain factors actually lead to them. So while we are looking at this, on one side, we will also be looking at the things that cause this kind of unemployment, things that are likely to cause unemployment. But before we go on, so a few questions will be rolling up your screen. You take a look at them. I will be right back after the timeout. Go on, Abby. Yes. Before the break, we've listed the types of unemployment, and we told you what unemployment is as a concept. Now, the first one we look at here is the cyclical unemployment. The cyclical unemployment is also referred to as the demand deficient unemployment. It refers to a type of unemployment which results because the supply of labor is more than the demand for labor. That means that the people that are able and willing to work are actually far more than the spaces or the firms that are available to absorb them. So in other words, there is a surplus, there's a glut of manpower or labor in the market, in the labor market. So in other words, we have certain people that they are there and they are not able to do, or they are not able to get a gainful employment. That is talking about the cyclical unemployment. Then the second one, we have structural unemployment. Structural unemployment is the kind of unemployment which actually results because of cases of obsolescence or loss of skill. But generally, when there is a change in the method of production, that means when there is introduction of new methods or new technology in production, then it causes unemployment when the skills of the present workforce or the present labor has become obsolete or is not meeting with the times of the technology. In other words, certain things, for instance, certain levels of production processes, when they are removed from the production system due to technology, then what happens is that those people that man those stages of production that has probably been taken over by machines or some other things, or has even been seen as irrelevant, now become unemployed. That is talking about structural unemployment. Unemployment that results from a change in the system of production, which might be technology or improvements in or scrapping of certain sections or stages of production. Now, the third one is frictional unemployment. Is a type of unemployment which results from an individual, in which an individual, or the period between when an individual drops a job and gets a new one. So that period where he is actually looking for a better job that has a higher pay, that is what we refer to as the frictional period of frictional unemployment. That means he still has this, but he has dropped it, but now he's actually about getting a new one. We refer to that as frictional unemployment. The other one, voluntary unemployment, it is just the blunt refusal of individuals to pick up a job. Now, by the time they do that, of course, certain reasons could be responsible for that. For instance, you could have there are people that actually feel okay, because due to their family ties, they have so much in abundance, and probably they just don't want to put in anything, or because of certain personal reasons, you just don't want to get an employment. So in such cases, that is what you refer to as voluntary unemployment. Now, disguised unemployment, many other names for that. Another name for that is underemployment. It is a type of employment where the person is actually working, but his capacity or skill is not fully utilized. That is what you refer to as disguised or underemployment. That means the person is actually working, but he's not working, he's not using his skills to the full capacity. So now, the next one, you have residual unemployment. Residual unemployment is a situation where individuals are not employed, or they are not employed because due to their family ties, or the case where they are employed but they are not paid for such, so they are regarded as not being employed. They do certain things. For instance, the case of when a housewife that has a degree, and by virtue of being married to someone, she's ordered not to pick up anything to do. That's actually the prevalent case in certain less developed countries. So now this wraps it up on the types of unemployment. Now, with the types of unemployment and the definitions we have just given, we could actually derive some causes of unemployment. Causes of unemployment. Now, let's see. The first one. We have deficiency. So the first one is deficiency in demand for labor. Two, technological development. Three, school entering and living age. 4, remuneration. 5, change in system of production. 6, family ties. 7, migration. 8, migration. Lack of skilled manpower. Now, looking at these, we said deficiency in demand for labor. That means it makes demand for labor to be less than supply for labor. Okay, I think we forgot one of the types of unemployment. We have what we call seasonal. Okay, sorry about that. We have seasonal unemployment. Now, the seasonal unemployment is talking about the type of unemployment that actually has to do with the production cycle. For instance, it is more prevalent in the agricultural sector or maritime that has to do with. So let's actually look at the agricultural sector. Now, during the period between the planting season and the harvest season, the farmer has a brief period of idleness. That means he actually does not really do anything on the farm up till, except of course, brief periods could now mean intermittent weeding or thinning, as the case may be. But generally, within the period between the period of planting, weeding, and harvest, there are brief periods of unemployment. So some such things we call that the seasonal unemployment. That makes us this one, the production cycle will now become one of the causes of unemployment. Now we have the deficiency in demand for labor. like I said, then technological development will bring about new ways of doing things, and because of that, because of the new ways of doing things, the certain skills will be required obsolete. That means if the manpower development is not adequate, then, or the level of education is not adequate, then you cannot meet up with what technological development. Then the next one you talk about was school entry and living ages. School entry. Now, looking at that factor, it actually tells how long one spends before he is able to get a job. Then the other one is remuneration. Remuneration is one kind of thing that also encourages employment but also leads to unemployment. For instance, the case where one leaves a job in search for another one, what is the reason? For higher or better working conditions. That is remuneration, then, or reward. Then change in the system of production, that is changes in the whole production layout and activities, either adding or by eliminating certain things. That's one. Those things lead to the structural unemployment. Then family ties is the case where we mentioned for the residual unemployment case. Then migration is the movement from one place to another. Definitely on relocation, definitely will have a case of what? Of people trying to find their feet and trying to get things to do or new jobs. Then the other one, lack of skilled manpower, we explained that. Then the production cycle, that is the period between the manufacturing, sales, and so on and so forth, just that involves the production cycle. Now, these are the things we refer to when we talk about unemployment causes. Now, consequences of unemployment, that's the next thing on the outline here. The next one will be consequences or effects of unemployment. Now, taking a look at the effects of unemployment, and unemployment has quite a number of negative effects, some of which include, number one, escalation of social vices. 2, increase in population. 3, loss of investment. 4, increase in the number of dependents. 5, increase in poverty. 6, impedance of economic growth. economic development. Now let's take a look at this. As calculation of social vices, the saying says, the idle mind, the devil's workshop. That's that. But in this case, the idle mind is actually caused by the case of unemployment. That means the person resolves to social vices when a mature mind that should be earning good pay is not actually doing anything. Then it leads to what? Social vices, stealing, rape, gangsterism, and so on and so forth. An increase in population. Increase in population. It is a much more indirect thing, because when social vices increase, or the husband and the wife or the husband is not gainfully employed. So looking at the effects of unemployment causes escalation of vices, which definitely threatens peace and harmonic existence, because of the things that could happen when an individual is unemployed. Then increase in population. The next one is loss in investment. Losing investment definitely means either that comes from the fact that either social vices could occur and it will lead to loss of property, or it could be a case of manpower not being able to combine properly with capital, and such cases investment will be lost. Now the next one says increase in the number of dependents. The dependents in a population is the number of the proportion of the population that actually is not able to cater for themselves. So which means that there will be pressure on the working population for those that they will be providing for, and inadvertently that will lead to what? That is by implication that will lead to high dependency ratio and a less productive population. Increase in poverty, meaning that definitely the average level of income will be low, because only a few people that will be producing. The next one, and earning. The next one is increase in impedance of economic development. When we say impedance is talking about things that deter economic development. Now, when such things occur, it means definitely economic development and human development index actually are factors that contribute, that makes the society thick. When there's unemployment, then there won't be growth, and when there is no growth or less income, which leads to reduction in investment, then development will be hindered. Then waste of manpower. Those idle manpower definitely will be unemployed. And the last one, rural-urban migration, meaning that unemployment in a particular place could cause movement from one place to another in search of the greener pastures or employment opportunities. Now, these are the consequences or the things that unemployment will lead to in a society. Now, last but not least, on the outline, we have how to resolve unemployment. Stemming from the causes, we actually how to solve unemployment as a problem in the society. Then, looking at that, first of all, we should provide there should be provision of social amenities. Two, improvement and regularization of agricultural system. Three, establishment of more industries. Proper population control. 5, abolishing gender discrimination. Encouraging mobility of labor. Now these and some more could be make up the things that could actually solve the problem of unemployment. Then training and development of manpower. Okay, training, development, manpower, and so on. Now we have these: establishment of industries, proper population control, abolishing gender discrimination, then encouraging mobility of labor, training and the development of manpower, and the other one, provision of social amenities. And these factors will affect would help solve the problem of unemployment. Now, this brings us to the end of the study session. Questions will be on your screen as well very soon, and you take a look at it. Where you have issues, come back to the video. Thank you.